Good evening, Shirley. Am I audible?
I think we will start by question. I have given you the co-host right. Are you able to present
I'm
your
not
screen?
able to hear you, Shirley.
I have given you the co-host rights. Can you just check if you are able to share the screen?
I'll just do that. 1 second.
Perfect. We're able to view your screen. Now your screen is visible. Let's wait for exactly a few more minutes and we'll start this chat for.
Sure, we could do that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. We will start in a couple of minutes, so just kindly hang on. Shirley, let me know when do we start?
We can start.
Sorry, you are not audible, Shirley.
Hi, Naveen, am I audible? Naveen, am I audible to you right now?
No.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Not yet. The voice is not coming through.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
There must be something.
Again, it went off.
Must be some technical issue. Am I audible now?
Very low.
Okay, so now am I audible?
Yeah, better. It's clear now.
Okay. I hope I'm audible right now.
Yes, you are.
All right. So we can start, Naveen. We can start. So very good evening to all our present here. Firstly, thank you very much for joining our session today. I'm as excited as you all are to understand about career, sales, and to begin with today's topic, we have career mantra, that is why sales is a lucrative and exciting career path. So to introduce that, we have our speaker, Mr. Naveen Bhatt. Speaking about Mr. Naveen Bhatt's experience, he is a professor of practice with over 18 plus years of experience, 8 plus into financial markets, responsible for sales, business, and revenue, and 10 years into academics, responsible for training, facilitation, student engagement, student learning experience, content design, development, and in various academic management of MBA programs. He's also facilitated sessions on subjects such as economics, sales, and customer service, mutual funds, investment products, financial planning, derivative sessions for wealth management, and so on. Over the last 6 years, he has been instrumental in adopting the instructional design and information mapping methodologies in content creation and content development at the campus. He is a lead facilitator for multiple 3 days workshops on Train the Trainer, instructional design and design thinking workshop for faculty colleagues at MAB, Data Science and ProLearn School of Management, Manipal. So I'm sure we are happy to gain all the experience Mr. Naveen Bhatt has, and we believe that he will be sharing all that learnings that he has and spreading the knowledge to us. So we welcome you, Naveen, to take this webinar forward. Welcome again, Naveen.
Thank you very much.
So I hope each one of you are excited to know about what sales and why sales is such an exciting career path and very lucrative, which will have a great career growth. So I am Shirley, by the way, who will be your host for today. Okay. So over to you, Naveen. You can please enlighten them with your knowledge.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shirley. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the webinar session on why sales is a lucrative and exciting career path, right? Uh, let me just start with something that I had in mind when I started my career. Post completion of my post graduation, I also believed that I need to get into a role which probably gives me a lot of excitement in terms of analyzing data points, doing a lot of research, advising customers because I come from the finance background. advising customers on investments and so on and so forth. Uh, I, being an introvert myself, never felt that I would be extremely happy to work in a sales domain, right? However, my entire career I've been doing sales, I've been teaching sales, I've been practicing sales. Right from the beginning of my career, the first job that I joined was into sales again. However, again, there are different dimensions of sales that we would look at when we proceed through our discussion today, right? So people believe that sales is not my cup of tea. Okay, people have a myth that sales is something that I would not be able to do. But believe me, saying this, right? Sales is the foundation stone or your bloodstream or the nervous system of an organization, right? Any business for that matter, if sales numbers do not happen, if we do not bring in customers, if we are not able to engage customers, interact with them, offer solutions or offer products and services that the organization creates because there is a demand for that product, then obviously the organization is not growing, right? So let's look at what is in store for us in this session, right? Why sales is so exciting. We will look at the dimensions of sales, the type of sales that the organizations talk about, the myths that we have in our mind saying these are the negative aspects of sales. But let's start looking at the positive aspects or the lucrative aspects of being into a sales career or starting our career with a sales as a role or a sales as an activity, right? Now, when I say sales, people have a misconception. People believe that I need to go to door, I need to pick products, I need to carry a lot of products with me, go door to door, pitch products, sell products to customers. And most often we know how we react when somebody comes to our door and say, this is the product that I would want to say, that I would want to talk about, right? We close the doors and say, I'm not interested, right? When we talk about sales in the modern world or the new world or the digital world that we live in, it's not about door-to-door selling anymore. It's about consultative selling. It's about understanding the customer needs and probably offering a solution. So in this discussion today, we will try and look at that dimension of sales, which is exciting, which is more rewarding, which is more fruitful and extremely exciting to be in. Okay. As I said, sales is the lifeblood of any business. Without sales, there is no customers, no revenue, no profit. And when the organization does not make profit, we know what happens to the people who work in that organization, right? People start losing job because the revenues are not happening. The organization is not growing. And hence, sales is something which has to happen for every organization. Sales is something which enables the organizations to grow, enables the organization to create more revenue and more profit. And when the organization grows, people working in that organization would definitely be growing as well along with the organization. So let's look at some of the aspects here. Why we think sales is extremely lucrative as a career option. It gives you great earning potential, right? One of the key reasons why people work is to earn money, right? Everybody works for earning money. Nobody would want to work for free. Do you all agree with this? Everybody puts in the effort, whether it is 9 to 6, whether it is a second shift job, first shift job, everybody would like to earn. And that's the reason people go to office, people start businesses, people start organization. Now, one of the key things that makes sales profession as an extremely exciting and a lucrative option to start with is because it gives you a great opportunity or an option to earn more. Your earning potential is unlimited. Now, why do I say that? People working in operations domain, people working in desk jobs have a fixed salary, right? And when the organization makes a profit, when the organization grows year on year, they are bound to get a little bit of bonus or a percentage hike every year. But as compared to people who are working in sales, they have multiple options to earn. They get the base salary, they get incentives for the performance that they do, the numbers target which you achieve, you get more. There are bonuses slabs which you get. If you achieve a certain percentage of your target, this is the incentive. If you overachieve it, this is the incentive. There are a lot of perks which are kind of open, which are kind of thrown up at people who are working in the sales organization or the sales department. There are compensation plans which are created on the commission based model, right? So there is extremely great opportunity for people to earn. And believe me, including me, who was into sales before I took up academics as one of my key activities or key aspirations to work in, I used to make sometimes more more in terms of incentive as compared to my base salary. And that's the attractiveness of this particular domain that we speak about. It's an extremely dynamic and a fast-paced environment, right? There are a variety of challenges, and the sales job is not monotonous in nature. You don't have to go back and sit in the office from 9 to 6, keep looking at your desktop or your laptop and continue to work on your laptop. That's not the kind of work that we talk about when it comes to sales. It's an extremely dynamic role wherein you get to meet a lot of people, a variety of customers. Their conversations are different, their background and experiences are different. You would meet a lot of businesses which are coming out with new great ideas, new products, new services which are being offered in the market. So you get to know a lot when you work in such kind of an environment which is extremely dynamic and continuously changing, right? Which makes it extremely exciting, because you're not going to the office the next day saying that, oh yeah, I have to do the same job that I did last day or a couple of weeks before. While the work dimensions or broad guidelines would be the same, but the people that you meet day on day would be different. Since you're meeting different people, they bring in a lot of great challenges, different attributes, different conversations, right? There is a great amount of learning that can happen when somebody starts their career at sales, because you not only understand the products and services that your organization is offering, but also understand the entire industry, the market dynamics, the people, their products and services, and how do you engage with them and offer solutions which are extremely fruitful for those who want those solutions. One of the other advantage, okay, is long-term relationship. When somebody starts their career with in sales, one of the great advantage or great thing that happens to them is their ability to network and build a network. Okay, I still remember in 2006 when I started my career, there are people whom I interacted, and these were called as cold calls. Now, what do I mean by a cold call? You just pick up some number through Just Dial or any other mode that you get a contact from, have a conversation with them, and then offer a certain offering or a product or solution that the organization is offering. I still remember having these kind of conversations at the beginning of my career. I used to think, I don't even know these people. How do I engage with them? How do I start a conversation? Right? But when we start speaking, we get to know each other, we develop relationship, we understand their business perspectives, what is their requirement, and so on and so forth. After 6-7 years of these kind of conversations, the people whom I used to interact during the first year started giving me businesses because I was continuously engaging with them. Right? Now, being in academics as well, I do a lot of advising on mutual fund and derivative markets as well. And I still work with those clients that I had built a relationship when I was starting my career. Right? So it gives you your own client base, which gives you an opportunity to create entrepreneurship for yourself. You could start something on your own as well after a certain while, when you gain experience, when you create client base yourself for yourself, and come out with a lot of what do you say, the market ideas or products and services that you could offer. It gives you, as I said, it gives you continuous learning and development, both on the professional side as well as on the personal side. And one of the key things that you learn when you are into a sales role is that your ability to communicate with people would increase. If I feel that I can't talk to somebody, right? If I feel that I can't talk to somebody, and when I get into this kind of a sales job, which requires me to converse more, which requires me to interact more, I start interacting with people and start learning the art of interaction. I'd be able to interact with anybody now. Reason is because I know there is nothing which I expect from them. There is something that I want to understand. If they have a challenge, if they have a need for a particular product or an offering, I can offer them the solution and ensure that their problem is solved, right? It's more of building relationship and understanding each other. Now, in this process, not just professional growth happen because I meet my numbers, I achieve my targets, and I financially grow. And within the organization also the grades will increase. But not just that, but it enables me to become a person who can interact, a person who understands people, a person who can provide solutions to the people. So there is a lot of personal growth that happens, confidence level increases, your network grows, you're able to build such a strong network that in case of a need, you could approach any one of these people that you would have interacted with. One of the other things that enables that the salespeople gain when they start their career in sales is they are able to create a feature in themselves, a characteristic among themselves that they can adapt to the changing situation. The market does not remain constant. It constantly changes, right? And whenever those changes happen, for people who are doing desk jobs, for people who are doing who are into a very monotonous kind of a work environment, they struggle to adapt to these changing market trends. For example, the COVID happened. Okay, we were all in the lockdown scenario, right? We were at home, but the numbers of the organization, the sales, the products and services sales of the organization dipped a little at the initial moment and then picked up again. Why? Because the sales people were able to adapt to that changing situation very, very quickly. And instead of doing a personal visit and personal conversation, they moved on to a virtual conversation. Virtual sales started to pick up, right? So it becomes extremely easy for people who are in the market to adapt to the market changes, market conditions as well. I've spoken about it. You get a lot of opportunities to network, build relationship with people working in different organizations. You start with a particular domain, particular industry, and then you build skill sets which are useful in any industry that you would want to work in. For example, let's say I started in financial market industry, but at a point in my career, I felt that this particular industry is not exciting anymore for me. I could shift to any other industry because skill sets in sales, which is effective communication, building relationship, ability to interact with people, offer solutions to people, are those skill sets which are transferable, not just with one industry, but any industry for that matter. But when we get into a specific skill set, like let's say I'm a techie, right? I can only work in technology organizations. I can't go into any other organization which does not require that skill set. However, sales or selling skills are those which are required by every organization, because we said sales is the lifeblood of any organization. Yeah, it also gives you a sense of autonomy. Now, what do I mean by it? While we have our work timings between 9 and 6, what we do between 9 and 6 and how do we generate revenue is something which I can control, right? If I have a target, I can plan my day and ensure that I'm able to achieve those targets, also fulfill certain activities that I want to do for myself, right? So it gives you a lot of autonomy because you're not in front of a desk sitting continuously from 9 to 6. It gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of how you operate and how you complete your tasks which are assigned to you. As I said, because of your networking opportunities, because of interacting with a lot of people who are into different businesses, different thought processes, different ideas keep getting shared in these conversations, you get a lot of opportunities and ideas that you could use for self, right? You could use it for self business start or self development or establishing a completely separate line of business that you would want to enter into, right? So you would get a lot of options in terms of establishing yourself within the organization or creating something of your own when it comes to different engagements that you would do with people. It also gives you global opportunities, right? There are people who would achieve numbers very, very easily. They get opportunities to move across countries for what do you say as a perk which is given to the people who are working, who are achieving these targets. right? People can move in terms of employment, in terms of getting a benefit or getting a bonus or getting an incentive in terms of moving to another country because they have achieved or because they have completed their revenue targets, right? So sales gives you a lot of opportunities within the country as well as outside of country to move across both for employment and recreational purposes as well. As I said, this is one of the key things for people who are into sales, transferable skills. I learned those skill sets which are not just what you say applicable for one particular industry, but it is applicable across industry. You go to any domain, whether it is technology, whether it is banking, insurance, financial services, manufacturing, automobile industry, hotel industry, any industry, people who are into sales are almost every time welcome. There is no recession for sales industry per se. Reason is you don't get thrown out of an organization because there is that particular job. You can get thrown out of an organization because that particular job gets redundant. But sales is one such domain which never gets redundant because every organization would want to generate more revenue, generate more growth and more profits. Right? So somebody who is working into sales and doing well will never be asked to move out. In fact, they get more opportunities to grow. They get more opportunities to shift between organizations as well. The last but not the least, why sales is a lucrative job is because it offers you extremely high personal growth. As I said, individually, as a person, you develop. As in the professional setup, you get a lot of recognition, you get a lot of faster growth as well when it comes to sales as a working domain. Right now, when it comes to sales in banking, BFSI is the domain that I work in, and that's the reason I picked up this as a structure. Almost all organizations would have a growth path for people who are working in sales. People could start at an entry-level sales representatives, right? It could be at that level, or people could directly start at relationship manager for selling, for handling current account, savings account, or which we call it as liability products. You could get into domain-specific, say, relationship manager like wealth, or gold loan, or credit card, or assets, right? When the tenure or you have spent a adequate tenure in the organization, you've been achieving the numbers that are set up, you're able to achieve the targets, the growth pattern happens very quickly. We have a lot of cases where people completed a program offered by Manipal. They joined a particular organization, they were doing well. Within 1 or 2 years, they become assistant branch manager, branch sales manager, or a branch manager. Why I'm saying this is because in a sales domain, people who are able to do well and people who have the intention to do well have faster growth path as compared to people who are working on a desk job, because that requires skill set, pure skill set, that requires opportunities, which means there has to be some openings for you to grow, right? You have to go through the ladder, and the tenure matters, or your experience matters the most. But when it comes to sales, there are only 2-3 things which matters. Are you able to stretch? Are you able to do a lot of are you able to achieve the targets that are set forth? You're able to manage customers, and the speed at which you can grow is only in your control, not anybody else's control, right? So these are the different areas or levels at which people are involved into sales. Assistant branch manager, area sales manager. You could become a regional sales manager, managing a particular region or set of states that are assigned to you, or you could become a sales director or vice president as well. Going on, what makes it exciting? Okay, what brings excitement and variety in sales? As I spoke, right, you get to engage with a lot of different industries, the products and the markets that you deal with. Okay, since it is not a monotonous job, you have the option of moving around, going out of office, interacting with people, understanding different industries. You as an individual have an extremely broad perspective in terms of the entire market that you deal with. right? You get to know a lot of industries, how they operate, what are their challenges, is there any solutions that we could offer to them which can solve those challenges for those organization, variety of products that you deal with, right? Similarly, you also have a lot of variety opportunity to interact with people, different kinds of people. Some bring challenges with respect to language, some bring challenges with respect to the kind of products that they deal with. Okay, some bring challenges to the challenges on board in terms of the amount of growth that they expect, but they are not able to do there in their own businesses. All of those could become your opportunities to interact with people, to find out a product or a solution which can help them solve those challenges, right? One of the other great thing that would come up, and it makes it extremely exciting in a sales domain, is the thrill of closing deals. Okay, how does it look like? Let's say you have a set of friends, 4 or 5 people, and you have a plan to do something for a particular weekend, right? All of you have your own opinions, right? All of you have your own plans or own suggestions to give as to how that weekend could be spent. But let's say within a friends group of 5 or 6 people, all 5 or 6 people agree to what you say, right? The kind of excitement that you get because I said something and people agreed to it and we are all doing that particular activity, it gives you a great satisfaction, it gives you thrill, and that's the same feeling that you would have, or probably a more better feeling that you would have when you close a deal. Why? Two factors. One, it generates revenue for the organization that you are working in, which means the organization grows, which means the people who are working in the organization are also having jobs, are having salaries on a continuous basis. Second factor is that you are able to solve a particular customer's challenge. They had a need, they had a requirement, they had a problem, they had a challenge that could be solved with the solution or the product that you are offering to them, right? For example, let's say I have certain set of money, but I don't know where to invest. I need to grow this fund because I have a goal of buying a car. Now, you as a relationship manager, you would be able to advise that particular customer saying that this is the amount of money that you have. You could use it and place it in this particular product or an instrument, which will help you to earn that extra money out of the money that you have over a period of so and so time period, and you will be able to achieve the goal. Think about the kind of satisfaction that you would derive or the happiness that you would derive because you are able to solve a particular customer's challenge, right? Similarly, we always, in between our friends, in colleagues, we always have these discussions, right? Somebody, you give a suggestion, you give an idea, somebody puts an objection, right? You would be able to overcome these objections when you start having these kind of conversations as well, right? This is an extremely dynamic and an exciting domain to be in because each day is different. Not the same. Any day over the last 14, 15 years has not been the same for me. Okay, 2 days are not the same for me. The reason is every time I interact with a new customer, the kind of conversations that I would have, the kind of questions that I would get, the kind of answers that I would provide, and the kind of challenges that I would solve with that particular customer is different from each customer to the other customer. And that makes it extremely exciting and satisfactory. It gives you great thrill when you meet targets, right? Some of you might be athletic players or athletes, or some of you might be playing cricket, right? When you have a target and you chase it down, the kind of happiness that you get, the kind of satisfaction that you get is just uncomparable, right? And that is a continuous affair in a sales person's career, right? He not only keeps meeting targets, continues to grow, newer challenges, newer achievements to newer targets to achieve on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis. And the last but not the least, money is not the only concern, right? Everybody working in an organization work for 2, 3 things. The first one is the salary, vitamin M, right? Second one is vitamin A, which is nothing but your appreciation, okay? Or recognition that you would get. And the last but not the least is when I go back home after a hard day's job, hard day's work, I need to feel satisfied of helping somebody, satisfied of being able to solve certain any particular customer's challenge as well, right? Sales domain gives you that particular satisfaction because you are able to solve a lot of customers problems, challenges, or goals that they need to achieve. You'll be able to become a part of that achievement as well. Right? Moving forward, what are the success mantra for people to be successful in the sales domain? Just 2-3 factors, nothing else. Do I need to be good at communication? Maybe, may not be. Even if I am not able to converse, people are there, extremely successful people who are not presentable, who cannot speak to so fluently, but are still successful. Reason is simple. I need to only know 2 things. Can I build relationship? How can I build relationship? When I'm customer centric, when I'm thinking about the customer and not the money that he gives to me, but I'm thinking about the customer, the challenge, the requirement that the customer has, and am I able to solve those challenge or the requirement? If I'm starting to think from their perspective, then I'm able to build relationship, because relationship gets built on trust. If the other person starts feeling that Mr. So-and-so is here to help me or to solve my challenge or is assisting me to accomplish something, and they understand that you are not thinking from your perspective but their perspective, then the entire relationship building starts and it becomes a long-lasting relationship. Believe me, I still interact with all the customers that I used to interact when I started my career. There are 6 or 7 customers who still take my advice, my suggestions while making investments into equity markets or derivatives. Reason is, my approach was never to make money out of the investments that they do. While I used to get commissions for the investment that they do, but my objective was I had a process where they make profit and I share the profits with them, rather than I make commissions on the investments that they do. Right? So there are different models in which you could operate, and that makes it more satisfactory and relationship become extremely stronger. Consultative approach is something that you would have to think about. It's nothing but putting yourself into the other person's shoes, understand the requirement, and basis the requirement, you start consulting them or offering them the solution. The last but not the least, the success mantra for anybody to be successful in sales domain is perseverance. Now, what do I mean by perseverance? Statistics says that 60% of the people whom you interact with or whom you want to offer product or solutions that your organization is offering, 60% of, if you meet 10 people, right? If you meet 10 people in a particular month or a day, 60% of them or 60% of them will say no 5 times minimum. Say, no, I don't want this product. No, I don't want this at this particular time. Right? I am not very happy with this current solution. Those no's will be 50 to 60% of the time, or you will get 5 to 6 no's from each individual. Right? Yes will start coming in. Yes, when you offer a product or a solution, you will start getting yeses from the customer, but those yeses will come after 5, 6 no's. I need to be ready and patient enough to listen to that 5, 6 no's to get to that 3 or 4 yeses. But once I start understanding this process and pattern, then I know how to convert that no into a yes. Right? So key success mantra for people to be successful in the sales domain is get good at building relationship. It could be with your friends, your family members, your colleagues that you're currently interacting with. Build relationship with them, think from their perspective, have a consultative approach, which means you are not offering what you think is right, but you are offering something which is right for the other person. And the last one is be patient. Right? These are the only success mantra. You need not have a great personality. All of that is required, but that's not very mandatory. Some things which are mandatory are these 4. The rest will come across. You will be able to learn through. You will be able to build your skill sets. These are some of the success stories, right? Some of them who are very, very popular. Warren Buffett started as a paper boy. You know who is he? World's richest man now. He's the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, right? Sales representative to CEO of Starbucks. All his life working for the same company, from sales representative rep to CEO of IBM, right? So you have many examples who become successful in the sales domain, started as a sales career, but they grew larger. India cases, Indra Nooyi, an Indian-born business executive who served as the CEO of PepsiCo, right, from 2006 to 2018, but she started as a sales rep again. She started as a sales rep in PepsiCo. Indian business executive Rajesh Suri, who served as CEO of Nokia, also started in the sales domain, right? Innumerable examples of people who grew through this career by starting as a sales executive, understanding business, understanding customers, trying to solve those challenges and generating revenue for the organization. The benefit of being into sales is that you get an entire picture of your organization rather than working in one silo department, which does only one particular activity. These are some of our own use cases. When I say use cases, these are our students who did some programs with Manipal, graduated in different years and started as a sales executive or a relationship manager at different organizations. Most often, these are in the financial domain, which is the banks or NBFCs. Started in 2011, 14, 15, 8, 13, 18. Right, and become a branch manager or an AVP for a particular product or a segment that they are currently working in. It shows the number of years of experience as well. So if you look at the pattern, somebody can become an assistant vice president in just 9 years. Right, the speed at which the person can grow is extremely fast when somebody is working in the sales domain as compared to someone who is operating on the desk job or a particular operations job. Yeah, so these are some of our students' examples who grew from being a relationship manager for a particular product or a segment or a domain, and then now becoming a branch manager as well. Niranjan Kumar, 2018, right? Bank of Maharashtra, within 5 years, he's a branch manager. Within 3 years, somebody called as Karan Pratap is a branch manager, right? So you have a great amount of examples who grew faster when they started their career with sales. Yeah, these are some of the examples. Now, what is the difference in the traditional sales system and the modern world that we live in, right? A lot of support is given by organizations when you start operating in the sales domain. Now, what do I mean by it? The organizations are themselves creating a great online presence for the products and services that their organization offers to the customer. Most often, the customer knows about these products and services. They know the features of the product. They know the advantages of the product. They know the benefits that these products and services offered by the organization. What is my role then? As a sales executive or a salesperson, a person who is into customer engagement, my role is to go back and find out what the customer needs. Does he have a challenge? Is there a requirement in the mind of the customer? Can this product fit to the requirement and solve a particular situation or a challenge that the customer is going through, right? You get a lot of data points from your own CRM system, customer relationship management system, which the organization uses. You get a lot of data points, which helps you to design strategies to go and converse with your customer base. A lot of personalization and customer engagement is happening. The organization support a lot of customization of products required for that particular individual basis his current profile, demographic that they come from. Those are some things that are continuously being done by the organization to support the salespeople. Unlike earlier times where the sales executives or salespeople would have to design something for themselves, now you get a lot of data inputs, lot of strategies, lot of innovations that are happening on a continuous basis to attract customers and make their life simpler and faster as well. Okay, social selling, which is nothing but social media platforms, are being continuously used by organizations to create awareness among products and services. That helps you as a sales executive because you don't have to struggle sitting with a customer explaining the details of the product. The details are already given to the customer in one form or the other, which is very convenient to understand. You just have to go and find out their challenges, their gap, and fulfill that gap. Okay. There are tools within organization which tell you which product to pitch to the customer. You don't even have to break your head. right? There are thousands of products and services offered by banking and financial institution. You don't even have to think which product suits this customer. You put in a little bit of data point of the customer, the automation and the artificial intelligence which are being inbuilt into the applications of the organization throw up suggestions as to these are the products that you could offer to the customer. So it becomes extremely easier and a great start point to have a conversation with the customer. Instead of offering one and then saying this product doesn't suit him, let's offer something else. That doesn't happen now. You can start with the most appropriate product that you could talk to the customer, right? And then remote selling. Remote selling refers to you don't even have to travel these days, right? If the customer is okay, you could have a conversation like what we are doing now, connect on Teams call, connect on Zoom, connect on WhatsApp call, have these conversation, understand the requirement and offer solutions very, very quickly. You don't the digital setup or the digital environment that we live in makes it extremely easier for us to have these conversations as well, right? You don't even have to depend on a lot of travel, a lot of struggle to reach a particular customer's place as well. Yeah. Focus on two, three things: relationship management, which I spoke in great length. Second, consultative selling, understand the customer's requirement and then pitch a product. And the third one is don't think that you are into a selling of products and services which are physical in nature. You need to go door to door. Nothing of that sort, right? Sales is something where you offer solutions to the customer which helps solve their challenges. So it becomes extremely exciting and easy rather than thinking about a product that you're going door to door and selling. Yeah. So some of the myths that I would want to clear. People think that these are some reasons because of which I don't want to get into sales. Good salespeople are born and not made. That is not true. You have one example right in front of you, right? I started my career into sales. I'm still doing sales as a part of my role, as a part of my job role, along with the academics that I also get engaged in, right? Good people, good salespeople are not born, right? Anybody can become a good sales person. The only thing that you need is a interest to understand the other person and solve the challenge of the other person. If you have that kind of a mindset, anybody can become a great salesperson. There is one more thought: salespeople must be extrovert. This is something that people believe. If I am very good at talking, only then I'm successful at sales. The answer is no again. Okay, introverts like me can also become great salespeople. Reason is because introverts have the great ability to listen. Because you can't talk much and you are not very comfortable talking much, you listen more. When you listen more, you understand the problem, understand the requirement of the customer better, because you are giving a chance to the customer to speak more, tell you more details, understand their requirement, and then offer a solution. You don't have to be an extrovert to become a great salesperson, right? Sales is the third myth that people have is all about making cold calls. Sales is all about making cold calls. The answer is no. Sales is about building relationship. Whether you do it through cold calls, customer engagements, customer meeting, customer, mela that the organization organizes, you just need to have good conversations with people. Cold calls are one of the ways in which sales can be done, right? But please remember, sales call does not happen at the first meeting, or your conversions do not happen in the first meeting. It requires a lot of patience to interact with the customer on a continuous basis, understand the requirement and offer a solution. And when you offer a solution, right, the customers are more than happy to say yes. When you offer a product, there is a possibility that the customer might say no. Now, what is the difference between a product and a solution? Let's understand this. The customer wants to buy a mobile phone. Is it a product? The answer is yes. Now, the question is, why does the customer want to buy a mobile phone? Is it just for calls, browse internet, click photographs, and access social media? Third question would be, what is the kind of resolution that the customer expects in that mobile phone's camera, right? Now, these are some things which are called as solution. I need to find a particular product that meets the customer requirement and then offer it as a solution. I'll say, sir, this is the product which enables or which helps you to fulfill all your requirements. When you say that way, then the conversation becomes extremely fruitful. Okay. Closing the sale is not the only goal. Building relationship and customer retention or customer, what do you say? Long lasting relationship and customer retention is the goal. One time selling does not give results to any organization, right? I sell a product and I don't follow up with you. I don't find out whether you are happy with the product or not. Then there are hundreds of cases where the customer does not buy this product, goes to any other organization and picks up products again, right? So closing the sale is not the only goal. Building relationship should be your goal. Once that relationship is built and you understand the customer requirement, you can continue to serve him for a very, very long time, right? So that's something that you need to focus on. Okay, so that's it from my end. Shirley, I believe I have given a perspective that requires for people who are thinking to join sales as a career path or look at sales as a career path. Believe me, it gives you faster growth. It gives you great opportunities to learn. It gives you great opportunity to earn a lot of money that you would want to earn as well. Not just in one form, multiple forms of income, not just the base salary, the commission, the bonuses, the perks, the what do you say, the recognitions that you get, the benefits that you get. All of that comes along as a package when you start your career as a sales professional. Yeah. Thank you everyone for being patient. I'm open to questions if any.
Thank you very much, Naveen. Am I audible?
Again, feeble, Shirley.
Okay, just. Am I audible now?
Better than before.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yeah, it is good now.
Perfect. So thank you very, very much, Naveen, for inviting.
No, again, feeble.
Am I
Your
audible
voice
now?
is going.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So firstly, thank you very much, Naveen, for taking this. Uh, just a minute. Let me just.
Yes, Shirley. The voice or the sound is fluctuating.
Am I audible now? Am I audible? Right.
A little better, but not very, very okay.
Just give me.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it's audible now.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Uh,
Lost you once again, Shirley. Sorry.
hi. Hi. Am I audible?
No, Shirley, we are not able to. I'm not able to hear you.
Just a minute. Just
Yeah.
okay. Am I hopefully audible?
Pattern is the same, Shirley. Sometimes it comes up, otherwise the voice is feeble.
Am I audible now at least?
Yeah.
Is it okay now? I hope I'll just speak a little louder. Is
No,
it
it's still
audible?
feeble. It's still feeble. It's coming and going.
Okay, now is it audible?
Huh.
Now just tell me if it's audible.
Nope. Lost
Just a
again.
minute. I'll leave the meeting and rejoin then.
Yeah, yeah, sure. You, to all the participants who have logged in, if you have any questions, please use your chat box to put up the question, please. I'll be more than happy to assist, more than happy to answer. One question came up, which language is mostly used in company is something uh, which is general as a question, right? So English is one of the languages which is used for formal communication, but that's not the only language, right? When we are interacting with customer, it is not very mandatory that we need to speak only in English. Because if I know how to speak in English, but the customer doesn't understand, doesn't make any sense, right? I need to be able to interact or have good conversations with the customer rather than thinking about the kind of language or the specific language that I use. If the customer is comfortable in Hindi, मैं बहुत comfortable रहूंगा हिंदी में बात करने के लिए, right? So I need to be able to interact with the customer in their own understanding to create understanding rather than thinking कि मुझे सिर्फ English में ही बात करना है. If I have to speak only in English, may not be the requirement for sure. But yes, official conversations like while writing a mail to your senior or your customer or your colleague, English is one of the language that you need to use because that's something which is a formal structure which is used by organization. But when it comes to having conversations, not necessary. You could use any of the language that you and customer are comfortable in. Okay, the one more question is, I think Mohan Raj D has asked this question. If a customer declines our approach, then how can a salesman get back to the same customer? Okay, remember one thing, Mohan, right? When I say no to somebody, okay, when as a customer, I say no to the person who is offering me a solution, that no does not mean no for a lifetime. For example, I'll give you an example there. For example, let's say I've just started my career. I've started my career and I'm working in an organization earning, let's say 40, 50,000 rupees of my salary. And you are my relationship manager. You come to me and say, Mr. Naveen, you're earning a certain set of salary every month. Why don't you use this money and invest into mutual fund? Okay. I just said, I just started my career, right? Which means I'm earning. I've started feeling happy that I'm getting salary every month. I need to spend. I need to buy a mobile. I need to buy a bike, a car, do some things for my own, spend a lot, right? That's my current objective. When you ask me to invest somewhere, it means that I have to take out some money and keep it into something as a product. At this moment, I don't feel it is important for me. And that's the reason I might say no to you. Or the product or the solution that you have offered is not suitable to me. And that's the reason I have said no to you. It does not mean no to the salesperson. It means no to the solution that you have offered, right? So even if you get a no from a customer and you continue to have that conversations with him, for example, you know that the customer has opened a bank account with you because the salary gets credited in that account, and you offer him a mutual fund product, he says no. At this point, I don't want to invest in a mutual fund. But you don't stop having conversation. Do not call the customer the next time for pitching a solution or a product. Just call the customer and say, sir, hi, how are you doing? I hope you're growing in your organization. Is there any service, additional service that you would require from my end? You're already having a bank account. Is there any additional service that you require from my end or from our bank's end? Right? If he says no, sir, thank you very much. I'm fine with you not having a requirement currently. But in case in the future you need something, please do not hesitate to call. Okay. this is the kind of approach that you could adopt, and for sure at certain point in his career he would make more money to invest into a mutual fund, and he would require your advice as well, right? So it is all about keeping that conversations on with the customer and building relationship. Think from that person's perspective. Don't think from a mindset that I need to sell something to the customer. Don't have that mindset at all. When you keep this conversations open, the objective is to build relationship, then the product or conversions will definitely happen. Confidence is important, absolutely. Language is not, but confidence is important. I need to be able to smile, need to be able to interact with people, need to understand their requirement and offer solution. That's about it, right? It's not about product selling, it's about solution selling. Irrespective of which domain, which industry, which product you would handle when you start your career, it's not about product selling, it's about solution selling. How can I join the job work from home? Can you tell me something about? Ram says, I'm not very sure about this. Work from home options are good, but it would be not so exciting from my point of view. I would never want to work from home because it keeps me at home, does not allow me to interact with people, no engagement, no social setup, becomes extremely boring. I would never do that. So at least from my point, I do not have things in my mind which I could offer as a solution to you at this point. Yeah. Right, Shirley. So whatever questions were there in the chat box, I probably have taken up. So if you think there is something else that we need to do, please let me know. You're on mute, Shirley.
Give me a minute. I'm just joining from another device, Naveen.
Yeah, now the voice is okay, in fact.
Okay, great. All right. So thank you very much, Naveen, for taking us through this session of why sales is really, really important for all of us.
Thank you very much.
I hope I'm still audible.
You are. You are.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So thank you very much, Naveen, because we understand what the importance of sales is all about. And why sales is important, you have taken us through the journey of your experience, which was absolutely wonderful. Quite impressive, Naveen. So thank you very much for sharing and spreading your knowledge to all of them who are eagerly, keenly, understanding that this is the field that I want to take up. So all of, this generation, all of us who are passed out have so much of confusion on what to choose because they themselves don't know when they're choosing a career path if I have to study this in order to become this,
Right.
right? So
Correct.
one good thing that Manipal is helping a lot of youths who are passing out with good career guidance with what is supposed to be taken and when it is supposed to be taken. So one such session that we are having today, having a wonderful experienced speaker as you, who is helping all of us to understand. And like truly said, it's just myths. The myths that you told about sales. I am from sales background as well. And of course, I don't have it. I mean, I was not a born, I was just born with the early potential and capabilities. I wasn't made. I just realized it and learned it myself that I am capable of doing something. And I'm sure each one of them in today's meeting will be understanding and realizing what they are capable of doing. So thank you again, Ravi. And
Absolutely.
I'm
Thank you
sure
very
you
much.
have taken them through the questions. So thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining in today's session and staying, being very patient and cooperating with all of us. And, likely, I hope this has been exciting for you and it has given you insights, brilliant insight about how you want to take your career forward. Nevertheless, we do have great career opportunities. We do have clients like HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, and so on. So all these opportunities at the sales field, we do have opportunities. I'm going to paste a link on the chat box. I hope all of it is visible to you all. So please look into this link if you're really interested. to explore more career opportunities with Manipal. We do have a lot of career opportunities with different client partners, which like I have mentioned. So I'm sure it will be exciting for each one of you, and you will kickstart with a great, um, a great kickstart of your career. So please go ahead and fill the form. And see, sales is really exciting field. This is the only field which you can make money without any constraints. Like there is no control of you getting money. Even as a
Absolutely.
fresher, as an experienced person, there is no bracket of your salary. It can go in double or triple the money you actually earning. So that is one thing that you should be very careful with. And earning, it is always learning. Earning comes later. So learning is what money pile is also with some bit of earning. So don't worry, we will definitely help you with great career opportunities. If you want to explore more opportunities, please fill your consent on the link. There is a Google form which I have shared. Just fill in that Google form. Or details will be added on that, and our counselors will get in touch with you, give you more insights on the programs available, and great opportunities where you can explore your career. So thanks again, Naveen. Thank God to speak a word now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shirley, for the opportunity as well. And for all the participants, wish you good luck to start your career. We would be more than happy to assist any one of you if you would want to kickstart a career in sales as a profession. Yeah. Thank you very much.
So Naveen, I will just answer the Q&As. About the course fees, Viper was asked about course fees. See, we have various programs. You can fill in the form. Like I told you, we have other companies like Aditya, Axis Bank, Yes Bank, ICICI Bank. So we will definitely get in touch with you. Just fill in the form. For further, we will stay in touch, and counselors will be allocated just for you from Manipal, who will be explaining about each project program which is more eligible for your profile. So they do a
Absolutely.
screening, and then we will help you with the suitable program. So until then, please fill the form and make sure you fill the form if you're really very, very interested to explore sales profile. So thanks again. Thank you very much for your time, Naveen. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys for your time. Thank you for staying in here and learning more about sales field. Thank you guys. Thank you, Naveen.
Thank you.